All right, Donald, we're going back to an event that a lot of people don't know it. Me and you really excelled in this event.
There was a time when I didn't let the sun set on me until I'd roped all afternoon and tied till it got too dark to see.
I've won a few rodeos and all-arounds myself, and I guess the biggest one I won was San Angelo.
Really?
I won the calf roping at San Angelo one year. I won second at Pendleton and third at Cheyenne, and placed in the average at Fort Worth.
Oh, that's good.
I was a very good roper until they trained them all to lay. When they trained them all to lay, I was done.
Yeah.
You know, I learned from Roy Cooper growing up with him how to time low and slow and get that wrap on, and then entered the rodeos where they had the big fresh calves, and I was a big boy, could go down there and mix it up, and I drawed good.
Yeah.
Drawed me one that laid.
That's critical.
They're all fresh, and I draw me one that don't kick. That always helps.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get it up here and look at this deal. Shane Hanchy has had a fabulous year.
Yeah, he's had a fabulous year, and he's been mounted well. He's always riding a good horse.
He always is. Moving right down the next guy on the list, Weston Hughes. There's two guys on this deal, Weston Hughes and Ty Harris. I know you're going to pick Shad Mayfield as the young guy. I don't get it yet. I'm not doing like everybody else, handing old Shad Mayfield all them gold buckles. I mean, Shad Mayfield, I'm not taking nothing away from him.
Right.
I'm bragging on how good Weston Hughes and Ty Harris can rope. I want to be perfectly clear. I'm not taking nothing away, and the only reason I said that is that was the hardest thing Shad had to fade. They gave him the gold buckle last July, and it was going to be real hard to take that thing off in December that he almost, Marty Yates flanks one more calf, and Shad don't get to wear that buckle.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what, I don't think you can close the books on any of these people in the top 15 in the calf roping this year. You got another strong group of guys that have qualified for this year's NFR in the calf roping.
Well, let's just look at the champs. We went up there, and these are the guys that's worn the buckle. They know what it takes. We got Shane Hanchy, Shad Mayfield, Caleb Smith, Tuff Cooper, Marcus Costas, and Haven Medgin, Ryan Jarrett. Them guys done put one of them buckles on. It makes a difference.
Well, it does.
It's
part of the mindset.
It's a lot. I'll put it this way: it's a lot easier to put that second one on for that first one.
Oh, I'm sure.
And you go right down there. There's some guys. We got some guys that's coming back. Hunter, I guess he's back. I mean, he was out of rodeo, with injuries, and now he's back. Joe Beeb's going to be pulling big time for John down there, and I'm just that is a great young man.
And I have never had the pleasure of meeting him, but another guy that I really like in the rope is Corey Solomon. Man, yes. What a speed demon the guy is.
He got a blessing last year. He was 16th, and they took out Caleb Smith with COVID last year. Exactly. So Corey made the best of it and come within a gnat's ass and went in the world.
Yeah,
he went
very
from
close.
16th in the world to I think he ended up third and took advantage of that opportunity.
Really
he had.
took advantage of the opportunity last year.
Marcus Costas is coming back after injuries. There was years ago back 5-6 years ago, they could beat this guy.
Well, he's fresh off a win at Salinas. So, and it's hard to win out there.
Yeah, but there's totally different rope in there. And how can you imagine that we've talked this long about calf ropings and hadn't mentioned Cooper?
Oh, yeah. And I mean...
And once again, Sid, he didn't find that gold buckle in his Cracker Jacks. He's got a couple of them gold buckles. He's earned them.
And he's got a hell of a pedigree, but he's earned his world championship.
Yes, and when they turn them bright lights on out there,
he's not affected by it.
They don't affect him at all.
Get up and go.
And who's your pick? Let's see.
Well, in fantasy rodeo, Marty Yates. Man, I've had him on my fantasy rodeo team every year, and I won the buckle for our group last year.
You had to bring that up, didn't you?
I did.
Well, we're going to try to have us a new group this year. It's going to be called Rodeo Today, and we're going to get back to you with some more details on that. But
oh, yeah.
We've had a little bragging group, but now we're going to have this Rodeo Today group on our Fantasy Pro deals.
We'll have a think tank going on.
We are, and we're going to have that last show with our exact picks. We're just going to tell. These are all about our opinions, and of opinions, I'm going to get a call in sometime, and we'll come back to it, and I'll put it in here from Taylor Santos. A lot of people don't know what this gentleman did. I was talking about the finale. I thought I had the world's record making 2 rodeos in a week. And I've definitely been beaten. I don't even know what second is. He roped at San Bernardino, California, and drove to a rodeo, Klamath, Maine, and worked him 2 rodeos in 1 week. And drove it with his horse.
Whew, that's wanting to go. I'll say that.
I know one year, the year that Dookie was making the world and trying to make the finals in the calf roping, we went to Hartford, Connecticut, and Pendleton, Oregon the same week. Mm-hmm. But we was in an airplane.
Yeah, well, yeah. I know.
All right, what about Ryan?
Ryan Jarrett? Man, how can you not pull for that guy after that loop he threw at last year's NFR? What an outstanding move that guy made.
Who
over
would
and under
even
that
try?
horse,
Who would even try that?
And then threw a hula hand right around the neck and got down and tied him up. Man, it was exciting.
Who would ever even try?
Nobody would have dreamed of
We're
that,
talking about the NFR and pull it off.
That was cool hand Luke right
I
there.
guarantee you. And this Haven Megin, don't count him out.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
he won the World's Championship. I know he's down at 11th, but you're talking about 11th place guys got 98,000, and the first place guys got 75. Okay, with what the go-rounds mean right there, and I'll give you a perfect example. The year Mary won the world in the barrel race, they had already give the buckle that year to Brittany Posey. After the third go-round, Mary was in the lead. So you go in and let any of these guys come in there and get hot.
Oh, yeah.
And then Shane, and I'm not wishing Shane no bad luck or any of these guys no bad luck, but let them stump their toe a little bit, draw a little bad, things don't go right, miss a calf, and you're out of the average. Mm-hmm. You're not going to win it. And
it changes the complexion quickly.
I don't know what you think about in most of the events, but this is my opinion in every event, more especially the steer wrestling. If you win below third in the average, you're not going to win the World Championship.
Really? Well, I hadn't given it that much thought, really hadn't done the math. So.
If you look at the math, because in all of these events, the average pays 3 times what the go-rounds pay. So they're putting 3 times the money in it. Now, they pay 8 money, so it ain't a straight, like a $30,000 go-round goes to pay a $90,000 average. But when you split that money up there for 3 times that, it's going to pay 80-something thousand bucks, and we'll get the exact payoff when we Google it here in a minute. But I can explain to you on a piece of paper, because I, believe it or not, I've been in a couple of them World Championship chases. With this magnification of how the money separates, the average plays so much larger role than it ever did. You just can't hardly go out of the average, because that 10th go-round, as Joe Beef said, and he's been in a few of them races, you got to be able to get 2 checks. And most of them will go down to that 10th go-round, and you got to get 2 checks. And this is a perfect event that I see a lot of these guys that's going to go down to that 10th go-round. And they're going to be after the guy that's going to have the hammer is the guy that's going to be able to get them 2 checks. Mm-hmm. And I bet that's what
and
we
you're
see.
talking about go-round checks and average.
Yes, the last day on the 10th go-round, you get 2 checks instead of just 1. Mm-hmm. And if you're not getting that bonus check for the average, and it's because it plays
a key role in winning the world.
It's 3 times what that other check is. So you win 3 go-rounds or the average, it's the same money.
What do the day monies pay at the NFR?
Around $30,000, give or take. We're going to get this Googled exactly what they pay.
I think we can figure
We'll get that exact payoff later on. I don't have that right now, but that's a good question. I asked a guy in a hat show question the other day. I said, who invented the silver belly, and why is it called silver belly? The guy that owned the hat company couldn't tell me. So we got to get that Googled too.
Well, you just need to know. I mean, I'm not sure that the average pays 3 times what a go-round pays.
The average money is 3 times what the go-rounds money is. However, in the go-rounds, they pay 6 monies, so it breaks the payoff down from 29, 24 of that. And then in 8 monies, they go to an 8 money payoff there. It is 3 times the money, but first place don't pay 3 times. Now, does that clarify?
Yeah, that clears it up.
The money, the total bid of money is 3 times. But they pay 8 monies in the average, so that's the difference. Right. So it'll be I don't know. I'm saying instead of if the go round pays 30, the average don't pay 90, but it's going to pay 82 or something. I bet we'll get them payoffs back here in a minute. That's a good thing. We'll bring that back. Well, we're going to talk about the barrel racing, but we got to get our barrel racer in there, so we're going to skip on down that. And on this show right here, let's move on to the bull riding event, because I think this year at the NFR, the NFR that we had last year in Arlington, the people stayed to watch good bull riding, and we've seen some, and I believe we might see some more this year.
Oh, I think so too.
The bull riders. So we'll get into that in a second, but let us get another bit of coffee. I'm out of Frontier Rodeo coffee. We'll get a little drink of water, and we'll come back and talk about them lock rails that you know quite a bit about. We'll let you be the hero on that.